Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, July 6th, 2021. We conducted our monthly food distribution today in cooperation with Caring Ministries. We distributed 72 boxes of mixed produce to approximately 35 families, representing approximately 136 people. I especially want to thank the 11 volunteers yesterday who packed the boxes and the 8 volunteers today who distributed the boxes. May you be blessed. Today I want to look at the book of James. In James chapter 1, verses 1 to 8, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition. He says, "This letter is from James, a slave of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm writing to the 12 tribes, Jewish believers scattered abroad. Greetings. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you'll be perfect and complete, needing nothing. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. But when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do." James, who refers to himself as a servant of God. Oh, that more Christians would use this idea as their self-identification. Jesus said he came to serve, not to be served. Then he makes a very disturbing statement. He says, when trouble comes your way, consider it all joy. That's usually not how we consider trouble. The stomach upset, the worry, the tied up in knots agony, that's what we usually do with trouble. But look at why he says to let it be counted joyful. It is because of the maturing work that it does within us. When our faith is tested, we have an opportunity for growth. Sometimes my idea of my capacity for growth and God's idea of my capacity of growth are two different things. One of the old parental cliches we used to tell our children when they had a tough day was that it was building moral character. Then, as an adult, one day my son called me and said, "I've had about enough moral character building for one day." I recognize that remark. James said to count it all joy. Let us just say that that's a work still in progress. We could curse the difficulty all day long, but choosing to consider it a good thing is preferable to cursing it. He reminds us to let it grow because the result is an increased endurance. Then he suggests that if we're lacking wisdom, we can ask God for it. He says God is generous and will give it to us and not rebuke us for asking. Now, with all the moronic, oblivious things we see in our modern world, you would think that asking God for wisdom would be at the top of our priority list. Apparently not. There is a caveat, though. We must ask in faith in God alone. We must not be wishy-washy and wondering about what we believe. We must know in whom we believe and why we believe in him. There's a story told of a young soldier going off to a war zone. His mother sent him a cross to wear around his neck. His father sent him a Star of David. His crazy aunt sent him a crystal with a strong aura. His neighbor sent him a star and crescent. And his little brother sent him a rabbit's foot. He wore them all, he said, just to cover his bases. Too many of us think that we need to cover our bases, when God says to believe in him and him alone. One of the things that shows our Christian maturity is our stability of belief in God. When our lives are marked by a stability of belief in God, not wavering according to the latest turmoil of the week, we are on our way to a greater maturity. May all of us mature this week, and may it not hurt so bad to get there. God bless you.